speculations, and then other tech blogs contradict those with other, even cooler speculations. There's something else, an underlying breakthrough that makes it all possible. At Qualcomm, there's less fanfare, and the only finger foods are from a vending machine. But we are leading the world to 5G, ushering in a new era of seamless interaction that will make the Internet of Things the thing. Maybe there's no VIP guest list here, but soon enough, the technology that starts at Qualcomm will be front and center on the world stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Qualcomm Technology's Vice President, Product Marketing, Don McGuire.
Aloha and welcome. My name is Don McGuire. I'm with Global Product Marketing at Qualcomm, and I'm so excited to be here to open our second annual Qualcomm Snapdragon Tech Summit at a time when our innovations are more relevant than ever. The video you just saw highlights the central role our inventions play in powering millions of connections around the world. At the heart of our innovation is our Snapdragon mobile platform. It has made the smartphone indispensable, expanding into cars, homes, cities, and transforming industries. With industry-leading connectivity, visual and neural processing, we become the leader in the path to 5G. I'd also like to welcome the over 300 press and analysts from 27 countries, along with everybody watching on the live stream this morning. In fact, we believe that this is the largest gathering of media in mobile outside of Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. It's pretty exciting for us, I can tell you. Inventions like Snapdragon power devices and services that will continue to drive the mobile revolution. Today, we are joined by friends and collaborators to help show you what's coming next. So let's get to it, shall we? Please join me in welcoming Cristiano Amon.
Much appreciated. Good morning, everyone. Very happy to be here, in particular in this wonderful place. Hopefully it wasn't a hard choice to make to come to Hawaii. We're really excited about the amount of things we have to share with you today. It's a great program. I hope you like it. And most important, I think, thank you for coming. I think media from 27 countries, it's really humbling for us. Thank you for being interested in what we have to say. Apparently there's a lot of people being interested about what we do lately. Anyway, so I'll start talking a little bit about what we have done. So over the past 30 years, we've been driving the evolution of wireless in the industry. And we got to this point today that every smartphone contains a piece of Qualcomm technology. There are thousands of inventions at the core of 3G, 4G, but soon 5G, and that's one of the topics that I have to talk to you today. Our chipset solutions now are in billions of connected devices, and through this process, we end up becoming the number one, largest fabless semiconductor company, pushing the limits of what a fabless semiconductor company could be. But at the heart, we're a leading system innovation company, and we work with our ecosystem partners so we can deliver user experiences that are amazing, but also drive industry transitions. And when we think about what we have done and where we're going, this is one way to summarize a strategy. I think we spent the last 30 years of our companies interconnecting people. And the whole transition that we had from major technology shifts from analog to digital, 3G to 4G, and then the transition to what is today, I think, the smartphone revolution. We were able to redefine computing in the mobile experience with our Snapdragon SoCs, and basically with advancements in connectivity in efficient processing, and we be able to drive this smartphone platform, which has now changed what we do, as a society. But I don't think it stops here. For the next 30 years, our mission as a company is now to interconnect everything around us by leveraging the technology that has been developed in mobile, the scale of mobile, and transform the devices that is part of our everyday lives around us, which is actually one of the major promises of 5G. And that's what I will talk to you during the day. And this transformation of devices, I want you to remember it's actually an important topic that you're going to see in the presentation this morning. It's 8.6 billion cumulative smartphone shipments between 2017 and 2021. It's one of the largest segments of the industry when you think about semiconductors and consumer electronics. It is the largest platform of mankind. When you think about where we are today, we were able to get to this by creating innovation in a number of vectors. On advanced connectivity, that is the main form of access to the internet and will continue to be, with faster connectivity leading to what we expect to be 5G in a couple years. Powerful processor, which will evolve with intelligence to machine learning, and then leading edge multimedia and graphics. And this trend of technology with the scale of the mobile platform is really creating what is the digital economy today. The digital economy started with the PC, but really reached the maturity with the smartphone. There's a data point that came in last week, which is very impressive. At a conference in China, which is the World Internet Conference, a data point came in that 30% of the China GDP is digital. And we just see now the impact of digital transformation and created by, this scale, the mobile industry, in everywhere and in the global economy. And when you look at what happened is today about 60% of the population will have a smartphone. By 2020, you expect to have about 7.5 or 7.6 billion smartphones. That's including, 60% of the entire population at any age. And the smartphone now is at the center of everything we do. It took over, in a good way, the entire consumer electronics industry. Our camera, our gaming, our music player, our video player, that's our smartphone. It started to become a very important point of how we do productivity every day. And then it holds our most personal information: financial data, identification, health. It is part now of what we do every day. To some extent, I know folks get nervous about this, but we shouldn't. It's probably one way to say the smartphone is probably the custodian of our digital life. That's what actually gives our digital footprint on everything we do, what apps do we use, where we go. And what actually happened is it is a node on virtually every network on the planet. There is no service that is B2B or B2C that you don't have a smartphone somewhere in that interaction, as people use the smartphone for their apps. And that's the power of mobile technology. And that shows, I think, of just the beginning of what we can go next as we continue to advance, the digital economy, and it started to get mobile technology to transform everything, around us. When we look about the size of the market, and that's one of the things that make us excited about it, we often heard in the past, and I repeat, I had made a comment about this before. When we are in this era in between Gs, you have this anxiety about the mobile ecosystem. But actually, we could never be more excited about being a company that has been in the mobile ecosystem. And I just will give you a perspective when you think of just the service addressable market for what we do at Qualcomm in semiconductors. Because of this transformation, because of mobile technology now being used to connect everything around us, it's transforming the Internet of Things, networking, the automotive industry, and computing industry. And that alone is expanding the addressable market for Qualcomm by an equal size of what is our mobile business today. So when I look at this data, what has been our mobile business today, which is the smartphone market, we see now almost that going 3x inside as you expand the market towards some of those industries. Now, those are 4 that we pick that is being transformed by mobile, as well the RF front-end business, which comes with the ever-increasing complexity of frequency bands as the industry already made a decision. The last mile data is wireless data. As an example of that, just on those industries outside the smartphone, it has been already just on fiscal 17 for QCT, a $3 billion revenue business opportunity, which is a 25% increase year over year. And that's just the beginning, which is a proof point of how profound and significant this transition is of mobile technology into other industries. And that's a very strong foundation for the future. That's why Qualcomm, we believe so much in that transition that led us to the acquisition of NXP, which will allow us to actually expand into many other industries and beyond those, and actually at a much faster pace. And the next transition is the one that is going to be more profound, which is 5G. And I want to take a moment and I talk about a comparison that we did back at CES in 2017. Which soon is going to be like a year ago. We had said that 5G, it will be from the wireless industry, the 5G transition, it will make the wireless connectivity similar to electricity. And I want to explain what that means. When electricity started and it caused such a revolution in the society, you started by having a discussion about the use cases. With 5G, when everything is connected, not only your phone is connected, not only all of your computing devices are connected, but everything around you is connected, we won't talk about use cases anymore. We're just going to assume connectivity is there. And things will be designed, and things will interact, and will be implemented in a way that assumes the connectivity will be there, as the same way we approach with electricity today. That's why 5G is a very significant transition for the wireless industry. 5G is about delivering fiber speeds to mobile devices. It is about reducing dramatically the cost per bit. I don't think there's anyone that will not want to have unlimited data at the fastest possible speed that you have. And 5G will allow operators to lower the cost per bit. You will lower infrastructure at the enterprise, and I'll talk about that during the day. And most important, it will reduce latency by at least 30 times versus 4G. It will cut more wires to more devices than ever, and will create economic growth. A study commissioned by Qualcomm has shown on the 5G technology alone, $12 trillion of 5G-related goods and services will be generated by 2035. And the experiences are going to be different. A few things to remember, which will make sense, hopefully, as we grow to everything we have to tell you today. Cloud connectivity, anywhere, anytime. Your data, it is in the cloud. It is in the cloud today. When you pick up your smartphone, your data will continue to be in the cloud and grow in the cloud. The other thing, when you talk about improving latency, it will change social experience. It will change social networks. It's about creating responsive social content and will actually take the social network experience to real time. And the last example I can give you is how we think about media and entertainment. It will become mobile. And the concept of how we think about media today, how we think about the television, how we think about broadcasts, with 5G, it's all about streaming. Netflix today represents 35% of the internet traffic in the United States. 5G will take that to a whole new level. So it is a very exciting opportunity. It will create new use cases, but more important, it will actually grow the industry as it's going to go to many more devices, which will assume connectivity. And it will be the next platform for innovation. 5G is coming much sooner than you think. And I just want to recap some of the announcements we had made in the past about availability of 5G. 5G will happen in 2019 with a number of partners in the industry. Actually, this goes back to Mobile World Congress at the beginning of 17, when 40 companies joined Qualcomm with a mission to accelerate 5G. And we're now getting very close to complete the standardization on schedule. And it will happen as early as the first half of 2019. There are a number of announced trials and pilots, and we had made a very significant announcement in the past couple weeks, which was the very first spec-compliant trial with the world's largest operator in the world, which is China Mobile. And that shows the maturity of the 5G technology and the ability to have 5G launch as early as 19. There are a number of now product engagements with our X50 modem. We actually received an innovation award at the China, WIC conference last week, and we had announced now a smartphone form factor that allows you to have both sub-6 frequency bands, but also millimeter wave. And we're just marching forward as fast as we can to be able to have devices from the devices which is smartphone, to other devices with 5G capabilities, in 19, and we expect that to have mass adoption in 2020. And advancing LTE today is the foundation of having a 5G network. And that hopefully will explain some of the activities you have seen in the industry by many operators and many of our partners about enhancing the capability and the speeds of the LTE network. We'll have some of our partners coming to stage today to tell you about how's that progressing and how much progress we had made in the industry to advance LTE. The foundation of a 5G network will be a gigabit LTE network that will carry voice, and that will receive an upgrade for lower latency, so you can hand off from lower latency applications from 5G to 4G. And then the network starts to get built when the sub-6 gigahertz frequency will give you units of gigabits, and then the dense millimeter wave frequency, which is deployed much like a Wi-Fi network, will give you multiple tens of gigabit. And that, that capability of ubiquitous coverage and speed using every frequency available will allow the realization of many of those promises of 5G while significantly reducing costs for the industry. And in that process, we're seeing now operators getting ready with this gigabit LTE expansion. And it's already now 43 operators covering 1.3 billion subscribers across 25 countries that have announced and they're in the process of deploying gigabit LTE connectivity. And a robust gigabit network and a robust gigabit experience, which we wanted to be the new standard of premium mobile connectivity that will define, that operator and that device maker, capability to be leading in 5G as well. So we're very excited about the traction we have had with gigabit LTE, and I think that will continue as we go to 2018. We're going to see the number going even bigger to even more countries as we get ready for the 5G transition. And that gets us to the Snapdragon mobile platform, and that's actually one of the reasons we're here. In fact, last month has been the 10-year anniversary of Snapdragon. It's been amazing to all of us at Qualcomm that it has been 10 years already. And through this process of building this platform, we actually transform how we think about the smartphone today. We're able to deliver many mobile transformations and many new user experience. And this year has been no different. When we think about the Snapdragon 835, we have seen the 835 now in virtually every premium flagship Android device. There's 120 designs launched or in development right now using the Snapdragon 835. And the Snapdragon 835 has another important milestone that is associated with it in the industry. It was the first time that the mobile SoC took the leadership position in the transistor technology for semiconductor. It was the very first SoC in 10 nanometer technology. And instead of having traditionally the CPU or the graphics leading in the transistor node, the Snapdragon 835 had allowed us to reach that inflection point that the scale and the capability of mobile SoCs had took over the need to advance transistor technology so we can continue to deliver on the performance, the thermal environment that is important for the smartphone, and the battery life. And that will help us create, as a logical step, as we're leading in performance and the things that users care in this mobile economy, that brings us to the next frontier for the Snapdragon platform. And that is the always connected PC. The always connected PC is here and is bringing the best of the smartphone designed to the PC in one of the biggest transformations that I mentioned to you earlier of mobile technology, going from the smartphone to the other devices. They're very important for our daily lives. It will allow users to connect, create, collaborate everywhere, anytime. And when you think about what is the always connected PC, it's about having an integrated cellular and Wi-Fi that will give you gigabit experience anywhere. You have a gigabit LTE, which is now the foundation for 5G going into the connected PC. Allow you to derive from what's happening in the smartphone industry to have a very light, finless, attractive, portable form factor. But most important, we're talking about beyond a day of battery life, useful battery life, 20 hours of battery life, which changes the definition of what you should expect in a PC. And it is the Windows 10 platform you know. Beyond all-day battery life will actually change user behavior on the PC. And I wanted to make a few points to you about that. You don't carry your smartphone power cord with you where you go. I'm sure many of you don't have your smartphone power cord in your pocket. The always connected PC will change user behavior. You don't carry the PC power cord anymore. You don't need to. You're just going to carry your PC. And that's one of the user changes that we're going to see with the always connected PC. You may also not have the need to carry your tablet with you. You just carry your PC. PC users also want connectivity for productivity and entertainment, not only all day, but anytime and anywhere. So 2 behaviors that you expect out of your smartphone, you're going to see now on the PC. Your email, your apps, your cloud, your notification will be synced and up to date like your smartphone. The instant on, boot time, while it's fast on the always connected PC, it doesn't matter. Your PC is always on, just like your smartphone. So those are going to be the good user behavior that we're actually going to improve and create a modern PC experience with the connected PC. I'll give you another interesting data point. We conducted a research in the 2 largest economies, United States and China. And we asked a simple question. If you could build your own device, what features would you like and be willing to pay for? And the results were actually expected, and impressive but expected, coming from this mobile revolution we have. In the United States, 65% of the respondents said, I would like to have faster connectivity anywhere, anytime. 51% said, I would like longer battery life. In China, was somewhat a reverse. 50% want a fast connectivity, 61% long battery life. Top 2 features that consumers want if they could build their own device, and the features they're more interested in pay for as they see value. And I think we basically, in this event, we're launching this with many of our partners, and I would like you to watch this video that hopefully give you an idea of what the always connected PC experience is going to be. Why would you not want to have this? I'm definitely waiting to buy one very, very soon. And I think you'll see that today. But now, what I'd like you to do, let's just hear from who's exactly making this possible. So what I'd like to do is a welcome to stage my friend and the Executive Vice President of Windows and Device Groups from Microsoft, Terry Myerson.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for having this event here in Hawaii. Our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And today marks a significant step on that journey. Throughout the history of personal computing, there have been steady waves of progress that have changed how we interact with technology at home and at work. Microsoft and our partners have led many of these shifts, enabling the original mobile computer, the laptop, navigating with touch, signing in with your face, detaching screens from keyboards, exploring mixed reality, and storing files in the cloud. And today, I'm here to talk to you about the next wave of innovation, the always connected PC. Now, one of my favorite parts of my job is I get to try out new products really early. And I just love seeing how the innovation, seeing how all the components fit together, how it looks and feels, ultimately how the customer will experience the product. And for the last few months, I've been using an always connected PC running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. In the last week, I watched a movie with my daughter. I worked on this talk in PowerPoint. I spent many hours in Outlook every day. I browsed the web every day, and I reviewed our team's budgets in Excel. Then, while picking up my son at soccer practice, waiting in the car, I marked up some PDFs with ink. And then the plane ride over, I played some games. I didn't plug in once that entire week. The PC is fast and responsive when I'm using it, and then quickly goes into standby when I'm not. Very efficient in how it uses power. This new always connected PC is beautifully designed. It's running Windows 10 and an optimized version of Office 365. So this is a full PC, and it's fundamentally transformed the way I work in 3 ways. First, the screen is instantly on. I never have to wait for the device to come out of hibernate or boot. Just like my phone, open the screen, it's instantly on and available for me to use. Secondly, I'm seamlessly connected wherever I am, whether I'm at work, commuting, visiting a customer in a hotel, in an airport. I'm always connected. It's this natural way. It just feels like the natural way to work with all of my teams, all of our partners. It's a great way to just let your creativity flow. And lastly, the battery life is just awesome. I'm finding myself charging it once a week. When I used a wearable that needed to be charged every other day, I couldn't really rely on it. And then I started wearing a Fitbit, and I was charging once a week, and it was game-changing for me. Not carrying around a power cord, it's just liberating. And once you get the chance to use this new category of PCs with instant on, always connected, and a week of battery life with a full Windows experience, you'll really feel what a big shift this will be for consumers. But let's take a step back and consider the impact the always connected PC will also have on organizations. IT is always thinking about the devices they choose and the impact on the culture of the workplace. How a given device will enable teams to create and collaborate and be productive. The always connected PC really is a cultural shift, enabling teams to work effectively all the time, whether they're on the corporate campus, visiting customers, or on the bus commuting, freeing a real constraint on the creativity of employees today. Secondly, top of mind for all IT pros and organizations now is security, protecting an organization's information. This has been a huge focus for us for Windows 10. But there's still these public Wi-Fi hotspots everywhere, which every day unknowing users connect to. They put this man-in-the-middle attack front and center, enabling the hackers to gain control of the data coming and going from the device, enabling hackers to steal corporate data, invade users' privacy. The always connected PC is real security progress, enabling safe connectivity everywhere, bypassing these untrusted networks. But last but not least, probably the most significant thing, IT is always thinking about trying to do more with less, have more of an impact on their organization, but spending less to do so. Today, IT organizations are spending millions of dollars installing, updating, and maintaining these Wi-Fi antennas through every hallway, in every conference room, through every corridor, 802.11a, 802.11b, 802.11c, D, E, F, it just keeps coming. At the same time, all around us, mobile operators have invested billions in building these fast 4G networks and have now embarked on building even faster 5G networks. The United States is now 98% covered by a fast 4G network. We see these cell towers going up all around us every day. So just like IT is now leveraging these massive cloud data centers like Microsoft Azure for compute or storage, with always connected PC, IT can now ask, how can we leverage the massive network infrastructure and investments that Sprint and Orange and AT&T and others are making in the network to give our employees better connectivity than they do today at a lower cost? So for organizations, the always connected PC enables this new culture of work, a step forward, real step forward in security, and a massive opportunity to save costs as the local network moves to the cloud. So there's this quote I really love, that progress lies not in enhancing what is, but in advancing towards what will be. The always connected PCs are modern Windows 10 devices. With Windows Hello, Touch, Pen, and Ink, they're thin, light, elegant designs, more secure, instantly on, always connected, with a week of battery life. And when I think about organizations and whether they're going to leverage the massive networks of mobile operators and adopt this new category of PCs, the answer seems simple. It's not a matter of if. It's just a question of when and how fast all mobile PCs will become always connected PCs. Thank you, Qualcomm, for the partnership in making this happen.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Microsoft, for this great partnership. Since we first announced the always connected PC at Computex, and I think before that at WinHack in Shenzhen, we have come a long way. It's actually very exciting to get to this moment. The Snapdragon all-in-one solution SoC, which how we think about performance and power, how we think about balancing the workloads, leveraging our heterogeneous computing platform, which has about a combination of processors, whether it's CPU, the GPU, the digital signal processors, the multiple, other systems in the Snapdragon, created actually a new data point in terms of PC KPIs. Now we can talk about a new metric, which is PC standby time, like we have on a smartphone. The metric for standby time on the always connected PC, it is 5x. It's 4 to 5x the standby that you had on PCs today. With the always connected PC, we can start talking about that now. What is your standby time? And in some cases, you can get a month of standby time, which is impressive, and that's not new for the smartphone users. So that's another great achievement that I think we did together in this always connected PC. And now it's the time for you to learn what is coming and what you can get. And for that, I would like to invite to the stage the ASUS CEO, Jerry Chen.
Aloha! Thank you, Cristiano, for having ASUS at this great event. Thank you to have the Hawaii. As you know, ASUS is passionate about technology and driven by innovation. We are always in search of incredible ideas and new user experiences. For the past decades, ASUS has been transforming the PC industries with incredible innovations. We first began with the revolutionary EPC, then pioneered the world's first 2-in-1 and Windows Touch desktop, and jumpstart the ultrabook trend with our premium Genbook. Now it's time to begin a new chapter. More and more consumers expect to be mobile, to be productive, have entertainment, and connect anytime, anywhere. There is a growing demand for constant connectivity and true all-day battery life while on the go. ASUS has a history of designing beautiful devices for both PC and smartphone. So we are very well positioned to bring to life the benefit of LTE in this always connected PC category. Now, let me introduce the first ever gigabit LTE laptop. What a wonderful life with this always on, always connected PC. ASUS Nova Go. Thank you. It's the world's first gigabit LTE desktop that can deliver data speed up to 1 gigabit per second. At that speed, you will be streaming through online movies or TV series with a lag-free viewing experience. Downloading apps and content has never been so fast. This incredible feat is possible because we have included a whole carrier aggregation and whole-by-whole MIMO antenna setup for handling greater capacity, relieving congestion, and increasing data speeds. We include both eSIM and nano SIM that can be utilized for user to enjoy one device, one account for multiple devices. It is powered by a high-performing, energy-efficient Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 with an advanced 10nm design, 256 GB of universal flash storage, and 8 GB of RAM. That can deliver, it's a perfect combination that can deliver all the horsepower you need for fast processing and excellent productivity. We have taken the short battery life and hit it out of the park. Now you can enjoy true all-day computing for up to 22 hours or 30 days on standby. As NovaGo redefines the concept of connectivity and productivity, being the world's first always on, always connected PC, always connected 2-in-1 with a stylus. ASUS NovaGo, with this one, you can enjoy gigabit LTE speeds, 22 hours of video, over 30 days of standby, thin and light design, Snapdragon 835, and Windows Ink, Hello, and Cortana. This revolutionary laptop will be available for $599. Thank you. Thank you. We also offer an 8 GB, 256 GB version for $799. Thank you. ASUS is very proud to be paving the way with Qualcomm and Microsoft to develop this new landscape, always connected, Windows on Snapdragon. I also want to give my deep appreciation, most appreciation to all of our carrier partners for helping to enable this new ecosystem and enrich people's life. Thank you, Cristiano, and thank you to all of you. Please make sure to come to our demo area to try out the ASUS NovaGo. See you next time.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jerry, for the partnership and friendship.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. This is really exciting. Actually, I was clapping there as well when I saw the device and the price. It's really exciting to be able to create such transformation in this industry with our partners. But we cannot really talk about the connected PC in gigabit LTE without having our network partners, our carrier partners. So to tell you a little bit about how we're going to make this happen, I would like to invite Gunther Ottendorfer, Chief Operating Officer of Sprint.
Aloha, grüß Gott, and good day. I'm very, very excited to be here with you today. You know, I'm a gadget guy. I've sponsored more than 300 projects on Kickstarter, and if you follow my Twitter feed, you see that I'm regularly testing new gadgets. So being here at the Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit is like heaven for me. And I'm really looking forward to see all the pioneering solutions. My company, Sprint, has been a pioneer in telecoms since the last 120 years. 30 years ago, we introduced here in the US the first digital national fiber network. 20 years ago, we started Sprint PCS, the first 100% digital mobile service. And in the last years, we did a lot of innovation around 4G, being the first operator to launch 4G here in the US with a technology called WiMAX. Later on, switching to LTE. 2 years ago, we launched here in the US LTE Plus, the first national LTE advanced network. So we are very excited about these pioneering things, and we have worked for the last 20 years in a great partnership with Qualcomm. We collaborated with Qualcomm on many things. Some of them you see here, CDMA 20 years ago, push-to-talk about 10 years ago, then TD-LTE, a very important standard that forms now the basis also for 5G. We worked together on HPUE, high-performing user equipment, that will also play a role in 5G. And we did great work together on gigabit LTE, and I will show you a little bit more later on that. And we are working together with our mother company, SoftBank, on 5G. And together we have been pioneers in telecom, transforming the industry. We are excited. And by the way, one more thing on the last slide. One of the other things we did is the Magic Box. The Magic Box is the first all-wireless small cell by Sprint. It goes back to an idea of our chairman, Masa-san, and we developed and implemented it using a chipset from Qualcomm. So thank you for that, Qualcomm. Let me come to the collaboration about this new opportunity. We are very excited to work together with Qualcomm, Microsoft, and other partners on the always connected PC. We believe in anywhere, anytime access to unlimited data. Sprint has been a pioneer in unlimited data. We have been selling unlimited for the last 10 years, and we look forward to the always connected PC. And we are prepared for that with our network design and our spectrum. We are building the network of the future. The network of the future will be to satisfy data-hungry customers. And we have an innovative network toolbox, and we have the right spectrum holdings. So the data demand will be huge. Ericsson estimates that in the year 2023, the average smartphone user in North America will use around 50 gigabytes. That is an increase by a factor 7. So we are seeing a similar trend, and we are working with Qualcomm, and we have an agreement to work together with them to bring 5G in 2019 on our 2.5 spectrum, because that 2.5 spectrum is ideally suited for data-intensive networks. So I'm excited about that future, and it's based on spectrum. Spectrum is the lifeblood of the mobile industry. And our spectrum, when it comes to spectrum in the US, you can see we have more than 200 megahertz in the top 100 markets in the US. We have more spectrum than anyone else, and we have the right kind of spectrum, high-band spectrum, that is ideal for a data-centric world. Mid and low band was very good in a voice-centric world. In a data-centric world, it will be high-band spectrum, and we have more than everyone else. So we want to use that to deliver services like gigabit LTE. And again, I'm very thankful for the cooperation with Qualcomm. In March of this year in New Orleans, we demonstrated the first live gigabit LTE here in the United States. We were the first carrier to do this based on our 2.5 spectrum. We showed speeds of more than 700 megabits, and we have not stopped there. In October, we communicated that our network is the most improved network in the United States in 2017, with a speed increase of plus 33% year on year. The October data shows us that that increase has even accelerated. We are now on plus 51% year on year, and I think it will further accelerate, and we have clearly closed the speed gap here in the US. We are excited about that because gigabit LTE is a key part of the always connected story. And so being the first one and being a pioneer in that is something we value a lot. In our network, we are also doing a massive densification with small cells. We have a lot of innovative solutions there to make our network, to bring our network to where our customers really need it. And that we are doing also with smart antenna technology. Massive MIMO is another thing that is quite unique to Sprint and high band spectrum, and that will help us to fulfill customer demands for data and will build a bridge to 5G. We are very excited about the opportunity of the always connected PC. It will need for customers great devices here in the middle. It will need a simple activation. We will provide that. It will need the network of the future. We are building that with our 2.5 spectrum and our toolbox, and Marcelo is driving a huge rollout. And we will deliver to customers the best value in wireless with our experience in unlimited. So all in all, let me summarize. I'm very excited about this opportunity, about the great collaboration we have with Qualcomm, Microsoft, and their partners. We are building the network of the future with a densification, with massive capacity, and the always connected PC will unlock a new opportunity to meet customer demands for anywhere, anytime access to unlimited data. All of that makes me really happy. And when it comes to the Sprint network and to the always connected PC, I say you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I will give you this as a present later.
Okay, perfect. I want it. We're just starting. We have a lot more for you today. And we can't really talk about this without having another very, very important partner. And we are really thinking about this transformation of the modern PC experience across the board. And our friends at HP are having tremendous success, and we're also very excited to have them here to discuss our plans. Welcome Kevin Frost, Vice President and General Manager of Consumer Devices at HP. Kevin, thank you very much for coming. We couldn't have this without you guys. Thank you.
On behalf of HP, Cristiano, I want to thank you so much and all the Qualcomm folks for having us. Anytime you want to have a meeting in Maui, a breakfast meeting, a customer meeting, a partner meeting, you let us know the meeting, and HP and myself are in, and we will be here and be very excited about it. So let me start today and talk about the HP brand, because why I'm so excited about today's announcement and the great things we're going to do with Qualcomm and Microsoft is because it's so consistent with what we're trying to do with our brand. At the core, the HP brand is about giving customers great experiences, with technology. We have lots of smart engineers. We have lots of smart engineers that we're trying to work with to solve our customers' most demanding problems. And that's why when you look at this whole concept of always connected, what we're going to talk about today, the new Envy X2 PC that we're going to introduce today, they're very, very consistent with our brand and what we're trying to do for customers. And This whole concept of always connected is something that we hear from all types of customers. It's very important to them. We do tons of research. We hear from our customers. We show them different models. We ask about carrier plans, how much they'd want to pay. How does this PC compare to that PC? So, we hear very consistently, whether it's a student who wants to just stay in bed without a power cord and stream and binge on Netflix, whether it's classic consumers who want to just stream and have games anywhere. Gaming's doing pretty booming industry right now. Whether it's the small business or the micro business who just wants the hassle-free ability to stay connected, to do Skype, whatever. We have from a variety of swaths of customers that being more connected, being always connected is important, which really brought us to where we are today in terms of today's announcement. And at HP Always Connected, we've known that customers valued it, and we've tried to do it in the past, and we never really got the right balance of all the attributes that customers cared about. We have not been able to achieve that previously, and that's what's so exciting about the Snapdragon 835 platform, is it gives us the capability to do some things that we've never been able to do before. We're going to be able to give customers always connected, fantastic battery life, and a great, slim and exciting form factor. And so what's so exciting about today is that technology is really coming together to allow us to give customers an experience they haven't had before. And with that context in mind, I'd like to introduce the new HP NVX2. This is Jo Tan. She's the brains at HP. And hi, Jo. Thank you so much for bringing it out. We chose a Windows detachable design. We chose a Windows detachable design specifically because we know that customers prefer this design to be able to run around and go everywhere. Serious work, serious play. We chose this design specifically with that in mind. It has a full keyboard so people can be max productive. But what was brilliant about it, again, I give the credit to Microsoft and the Qualcomm folks. Now, with the new Snapdragon 835, we can actually have a platform that's 6.9 millimeters thin. 6.9 millimeters thin. Yes, you can clap. Thank you. This has machined aluminum surface, so it's very reliable. 6.9 millimeters thin, over 20 hours of battery life, weighs 1.5 pounds, fantastic performance. And what's also cool is we have a world-facing camera. So the new 3D capabilities in Microsoft Windows, you can take advantage of that as well. So you can be always connected wherever you are and do cool 3D stuff. So let me say in closing, always connected in Windows PCs, it's going to grow the Windows TAM. It's going to grow the PC TAM. We're very selfishly excited about it. People are going to spend more time, more minutes and seconds per day on their Windows always connected device than ever before. People are going to take these products with them in more ways. And as several of the previous speakers talked about, frankly, some of the benefits that people have had with their smartphones, we are going to bring that to PCs. It's going to be good for the PC market. These type of Windows PCs are going to be much more a part of people's lifestyles. And the new HP NVX2 is the best product for that. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having us
Kevin.
again.
Much appreciated.
Yep.
This is getting excited, more exciting by the minute. Great device from HP. And I think that's the sort of creativity that we see our OEMs will be able to bring to the always connected PC, and also leverage some of the design freedom that the Snapdragon will allow you to make on always connected PCs. However, there's more to come. We also looking forward from hearing from Lenovo at CES and for their Always Connected PC launch. And please stay tuned on January 9 for the media event of Lenovo in Las Vegas when you see what incredible things Lenovo is doing with Qualcomm and Microsoft for the Always Connected PC. This is a very exciting moment, but I fully believe it's just the beginning. So we talk about things today that changing user behavior, like don't bring your power cord, it's instant on. You know, like when was the last time you talk about smartphone boot time? Doesn't matter. And you have now a metric of standby of a month. You have beyond 1 day of battery life. You don't have to bring your tablet anymore. You just bring, your smartphone and your PC, which are your most important devices. And we are just at the beginning of what will be a multi-year effort to transform mobile computing. In addition of talking about new form factors, new methods for deploying, the networks across the enterprise and the network of the cellular system. When we talk about new data plans and how we think about mobile connectivity, new capabilities, expansion to new regions, this is the beginning because of 5G. And that's what I wanted to tell you about what 5G will do. If you remember what we told you earlier about the potential of 5G, you can just take the Always Connected PC to a whole new level. With the lower latency of 5G, you rethink how people will do collaboration on a PC because of real-time interaction anywhere, anytime. You're also going to have a fundamental change how you think about cloud connectivity. You always connected at the cloud at 1 millisecond latency of the 5G system with multiple gigabits of data. There's a whole new concept when you think about the Microsoft OneDrive and cloud storage. And we will have the PC becoming your television because of the revolution of making media and entertainment mobile. So this is just the beginning. And as we go from gigabit LTE to 5G, we will see that transformation go to a whole new level. And I want to basically leave you with this thought. Today, as Terry mentioned in his presentation, there are significant investment made by enterprises on their own private network. And you have this concept of intranet and extranet when you think about enterprise and productivity. That will go away with 5G. The ability to have a single network and be on the internet every time in a secure environment will also change the enterprise approach to productivity. So that's why this is very exciting. We're just at the beginning, and it's going to be a great transformation as we work together to define the modern PCs. Okay, I have a surprise for you. There's going to be another guest here that you probably won't be expecting. But the message I want to leave you is everyone from the PC ecosystem that is committed to transform the computing experience into a mobile PC and the Always Connected PC is here. So I'd like to welcome Kevin Lansing, Corporate Vice President for AMD. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you so much, Cristiano. Thank you to the whole Qualcomm team for inviting us. I'd also like to be the first person to officially congratulate Qualcomm and their partners on these incredible connected PC devices that we've seen announced today. I can't wait to personally get my hands on one of these devices and try it out. So what a great event. So many of you might be wondering, okay, what's AMD's presence here at the Qualcomm event? So let me start by talking about AMD. It's been a really incredible, a really event-packed year for AMD. It all started back in March when we launched our very first product based on our Zen core. We named it the Ryzen product for desktop. So we launched the 8-core Ryzen 7 product in March. And then we had a series of launches of these high-performance desktop processors through the first half of the year. And what we really wanted to do with the Ryzen desktop launch is bring innovation and competition back to the high-performance CPU market. And so we completed that rollout in August when we launched our flagship desktop product. We called it Ryzen Threadripper. And with that product, it signaled AMD's reemergence back into the high-end desktop market with up to 16 cores and 32 threads of computing. So it was a very exciting beginning of the year with all of our CPU launches. We couldn't be more pleased with the reception of those products, from press and analysts who reviewed the product, to our partners, to our OEMs, and to our end customers who have embraced AMD and Ryzen, and AMD's return to competition of high-performance computing. But we weren't done with just Ryzen desktop. The next thing that we did is we launched our Vega GPU, which in many ways is similar to the Zen CPU on the GPU side. The Vega discrete GPU symbolized AMD's reemergence into the enthusiast segment of the discrete graphics market. So by the middle of the year, we had two major inflection points of IP with our Zen Core, our desktop products, and our Vega graphics products. So we weren't done yet. And maybe the most incredible feat of all, just 8 months after the first Zen CPU launched, and 4 months after the first Vega GPU launched, we combined those two powerhouse processors onto one single energy-efficient SoC. That's the product you see behind me here. We call this product the Ryzen processor with Radeon Vega graphics. And you can see here physically that we took a quad-core Zen CPU complex, and then we integrated up to 10 compute units of Vega GPU graphics onto one SoC. And with it, in late October, we launched the world's fastest processor for 15-watt notebooks. So the message is at AMD this year, we're all about the return to high-performance computing. High-performance computing in desktop, high-performance computing in discrete graphics, and now most recently, high-performance computing for notebook PCs. But why am I here? So I'm here because that high-performing processor needs world-class connectivity solutions to create the ultimate notebook. And that's why I'm so pleased to announce AMD's technical collaboration with Qualcomm to deliver the combination of AMD Ryzen notebook processors with always connected 4G LTE based on Qualcomm Snapdragon modems. Thank you. Thank you. So we actually have a long history of partnering with Qualcomm on connectivity solutions. Many of the AMD notebooks that you see in market today are based on, Qualcomm WLAN solutions integrated. But with the Ryzen notebook platform, we wanted to take that a step further. So we actually included the Qualcomm Snapdragon 4G LTE solution on our reference platform. And we collaborated with Qualcomm engineering to do full testing, validation, and optimization of that combination of that high-performance Ryzen processor with the Qualcomm modem. And what we have now as a result is the opportunity that I look forward to the most, which is to bring that validated solution to our OEM partners and work together to expand the concept of the connected PC to high-performance computing through the combination of AMD and Qualcomm. So with that, I want to wrap and say thank you so very much to the Qualcomm team for the engineering collaboration, for the opportunity to be here, and for what I know is going to come next, which is an opportunity to take the connected PC that you've all heard about this morning and extend it to more and more of the ecosystem, and most importantly to me, to AMD's high-performance processors and platforms. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. Thank you for the partnership.
You bet. Thank you.
How about that? The always connected PC at every tier. This is great, and hopefully, we'll be able to convey to you how important and significant is this transformation. Connected intelligent devices everywhere, we're just at the beginning of that. And we intended to continue with this revolution. I also know that many of you are expecting to hear from Qualcomm today also about our next Snapdragon platform. And before we go to that phase of the presentation today, I'd like to start by taking a look at what the last 10 years, have been for us in the Snapdragon platform as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary. Thank you to the Qualcomm marketing team. That's my kind of music, so thank you very much. Okay, so let's hear what's coming next from Qualcomm in our premium tier Snapdragon. I'd like to welcome to stage a long friend of mine. We've been working together for 12 years. Is the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Mobile from Qualcomm Semiconductors, Alex Katuzian.
Good morning, good morning. I'm very happy to be here with you. We had a lot of exciting things to talk about. What a great set of presentations you just saw, showing that Qualcomm technology can create a new product segment for mobile compute. But equally as important, you saw perfect examples of how Qualcomm works with our ecosystem partners to enable great products that add a lot of value to the consumer. Products that the consumer wants to buy and use every day. That's very important to note. But let's turn our attention to our next generation of technologies that we think are going to change the market and help the consumer change their behavior. But before I do that, let me take a couple of steps back and explain how Qualcomm prepares and plans for our next generation premium tier solutions. So we start 3 years before any technology hits the market. We start thinking about future use cases and what would be valuable to the consumer. And then we work our way backwards to figure out how Qualcomm technology can enable that and make that happen. And then once we have a framework and a set of specifications, we go out to our ecosystem partners and we discuss these things with them in detail. We get their inputs about what's important to them. What do they want to do to differentiate? How are they going to add value to the consumer? We go out to our mobile handset partners. We go out to the mobile carriers, the internet players, the cloud players, independent software vendors, application developers, and the hardware ecosystem vendors. We gather all that input, and we go back and start designing our chipsets. We account for every 1/10 of a square millimeter of silicon, every line of code. We start training our customers. We start putting together hardware development kits and software development kits and reference designs, and we emulate our hardware, test our software. And meanwhile, we keep in touch with all of the ecosystem partners to make sure that nothing has changed in the market, and if it has, how can we accommodate it? And then we wait for the chip to come back from fabrication. And once it does, we get into thousands of hours of testing. Testing and tuning and reiterating and working with our customers to make sure everything is perfect for their launches with a device that can bring value to the consumer. That entire process takes 3 years, as I just said. Just 3 years is a long time. Let me give you a perspective. The blue whale, which is the largest whale on this planet, takes 2 years to have a baby. It takes us 3 years to put together a premium tier solution with the help of our ecosystem partners. So out of all of those features and functions that we put together, we picked out 6 that we think are going to be very innovative in changing consumer behavior. Let me walk you through those. First, the camera. The camera is a very important feature of the phone these days because it's essentially replaced all digital still cameras. As you can see in the room, everyone's using their phone to take a picture. Today, you can capture very high quality images with extreme color clarity under any lighting condition. You can capture video the same way. But think about now capturing video in 360-degree view in Ultra HD format, Hollywood quality that you can share with anyone, anywhere. That content that you're developing is going to change social media behavior. That content that you're developing is going to be the highest data capability over wireless networks, so it's very important we get that right. Next, immersion. In both formats of virtual or augmented. Imagine losing yourself in that environment. Imagine being in that $500 seat at every concert, at every sporting event. Imagine feeling and seeing what your favorite entertainer does and acts like. Imagine being in your favorite museum or your favorite historical site or a beach anywhere in the world. Imagine places you can go and people you could see. AI, artificial intelligence. There's not a single app on the phone that AI won't touch and improve. Imagine your phone learning your habits. Imagine the phone knowing what you like and dislike and where you go and making decision-making easier for you, suggesting things that are good for you. Imagine talking to a person anywhere in the globe with real-time translation. And guys, in the back, the guys that are doing real-time translation now, you still will have a job. You're very smart. But think about that. Think about how communication would change. Imagine doing a karaoke session, which I'm proven to be very terrible at, but then when your voice comes out, it sounds like your favorite singer. That's where AI is headed. Imagine now how many more applications will get developed on top of that on a strong platform like Qualcomm's. Security. Everybody wants things that are valuable to them to be secure. Today, your phone carries your images, your identity, your health information, your credit information, your purchasing information, your passcodes, everything's on that phone. Essentially, the phone is replacing what's in your pocket, even your keys. Imagine you never have to pull out your wallet and lose your money because it's on your phone. Imagine buying a car at a dealership without even using a credit card or a check, just your phone. A lot of people around the world use a safe in their house to keep valuables in, or they use a bank vault. Imagine a bank vault being inside your phone. Gigabit LTE. None of these applications would be possible without the connectivity. In fact, think about the speed of gigabit LTE and how much better the user experience will be with gigabit LTE. Imagine downloading a 3 gigabyte HD movie in about 3 minutes. Imagine accessing apps on the web as fast as you would on the memory of your phone. And that capability will be available anywhere at any time. Now, think about if all of these applications are available to you, but your battery doesn't last that all day long and you have to recharge. Imagine if you're a power user, maybe your battery runs out throughout the day, but then we can charge it back up in minutes. Imagine we will never leave you without your phone. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. Introducing the Snapdragon 845 mobile platform. This chip contains billions of transistors and executes hundreds of millions of lines of code, bringing you all of these features and functions that are going to change your consumer behavior. This device is the ultimate in mobile platform capability. And it takes 3 years for us to put this together. With the help of our consumers, we're going to bring to you the best devices that are going to be valuable to the consumer use cases. Thank you very much for your time.
This is an exciting day for the industry. This is just the beginning of what we're going to talk about tomorrow. As Alex said, we're working very closely with the ecosystem and many partners that actually make this a reality. I have a special guest. They came here today, and I would like to invite Samsung to the stage. Samsung can help us fabricate and design this chip and bring all of those technologies to the mobile devices. I'd like to introduce E.S. Jung, President of Samsung Foundry Business.
Thank you for coming to our event. Okay, conversation on your new platform, Snapdragon 845.
Thank you for your partnership.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Actually, my name is E.S. Jung. Just ES means engineering sample. That's why I'm leading Samsung Foundry. Okay. I hope you are enjoying the time here as much as I am. It is my honor to be on this stage and also just in this beautiful and wonderful event. Looking back last 10 years, Samsung has worked with Qualcomm. I'm very happy to see that what we achieved together. Okay, just last year, and Samsung introduced the industry first 10-nanometer process, and Qualcomm introduced the it's a beautiful chip, world first chip, which is amazing and wonderful chip of the year. Snapdragon 835, you know, right? Okay, then, yet now looking forward next 10 years, then I'm very much confident that Snapdragon 845, will be a chip like no other. Definitely, Qualcomm will be stronger with this chip. Let's give a big hand for Qualcomm. How about that? And the one after that, and the one after that, Qualcomm will always stay ahead of the game. I definitely confident. Okay? Then, you know, I promised you, Samsung will deliver the most innovative technology to Qualcomm, and also we will give a perfect operation and also best service for Qualcomm. And also I promise you too, as a head of Samsung Foundry, that I will expand the strategic tie with Cristiano and help Qualcomm be the most innovative company in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Is that true that
Right.
nothing will separate us?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for coming to our event.
All right.
Thank you. You know, ES initials means engineering sample. My name, Cristiano Amon, my initials mean commercial availability. So, now I would like to bring to stage, as we close this event, keynote, I would like to bring a very special person which is also very excited about the Snapdragon 845. In preparation, I would like to ask all the English speakers media to put in your headsets for simultaneous translation. It is our honor to welcome to stage Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun.
Good morning, everyone.
各位早上好。
非常高兴能够来参加高通的技术峰会。
Qualcomm Snapdragon Tech Summit.
小米呢是一个非常年轻的公司。
Xiaomi is actually a very young company.
我们从创办之初呢，
Ever since our
就和
inception,
高通有很好的合
we
作。
have collaborated with Qualcomm,
高通呢一直以来
very
是小米
favorable
最
ties.
重要的伙伴。
Qualcomm has always been Xiaomi's
6
most
年
important
前
partner.
我们发布小米
6
手
years
机
ago,
1代的时候，
we launched
就采用
Xiaomi
了
One,
当时
when we
高通
actually used
最强的处理器
the most
MSM
powerful
860。
processor of Qualcomm at that time,
这
which
是我
is
们6 年
MSM
前发布的照
8260.
片。
So this is a
当
picture
时的
that we
手机
released
1
6
G 内
years
存
ago.
就是最好的
At
了。
that time, having a
想一
1
想今天的手机
gigabit
都是8 G
RAM
内存
was
的。
actually the ultimate
在过
choice.
去的
But now
6
we're
年的时
seeing
间里
mobile
面呢，
phones
我们
with
每
very
一代
easy
的旗
adoption
舰手
of 8
机
gigabit
都
of
采用
RAM.
了当年
So over the
最好的
years,
高通的处
our
理器。
flagship mobile phones all adopted the top-tier Qualcomm processors.
到今天为止，
And
我们已经销售
As of
了
today,
2.38 亿
altogether
只
sold
搭载高通处理器的小米手
238
机。
million Xiaomi mobile phones powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon processors. Last month saw the state visit by President Donald Trump to China. And at the joint witnesses of Mr. Trump and President Xi Jinping, we signed an MOU lasting for 3 years with Qualcomm. Today, for sure, I'd like to congratulate to Qualcomm on the successful launching of Snapdragon 845. We are actually announcing that we're now in the process of researching on our next premium smartphone, which will be powered by Snapdragon 845 mobile platform. While I'm sure there are people in the audience who may not be that familiar with Xiaomi, so just a bit of our own narrative. We are a 7-year-old company in the mobile phone industry. Indeed, we are one of the toddlers. After the last 2 years' efforts of, say, reshuffling our efforts, we are now back in the right track of fast-paced development. Now you can see 2 charts featuring the research results by 2 international research houses. We can see that in Q3 this year, Xiaomi is back in the top 5 globally. Well, what's actually surprised me more is that in Q3 this year, Xiaomi actually saw a growth of 112.6%, which indeed was a very impressive number. In the Chinese markets, Xiaomi is now the number 4, while in India, which is the second largest mobile phone market in the world, Xiaomi became the market leader in last quarter, namely Q3 of this year. Over the last 1 year or so, Xiaomi has made its foray into more than 60 countries, and we are among the top 5 in 12 of them. In our internationalization drive, we receive a lot of help from Qualcomm. In the last 1 year stretch, we made way into the European market. In Central Europe and also in the Middle East, we're now the number 4 in terms of the market share. This is a snapshot of our joint announcement of Xiaomi Mix 2 in collaboration and also with the joint presence of Qualcomm. Xiaomi is actually a budding entrepreneurial company. While the reason that we can be successful are that we have been very committed to our innovation in key technologies. Well, just to illustrate with one quick example, this is Mi Mix, our smartphone, which was launched in October last year, the first ever full-screen display mobile phone in the world. its screen-to-body ratio reaches an impressive 91.3%. While in early 2014, in our internal tech meeting, we talked about the future look of mobile phones. And we thought it would be good to have a screen that actually covers the full boards of the frontal plates. And we presented this idea, and at that time, many companies were not really on board. But now we're seeing that all companies were on board, and Xiaomi is actually the ringleader for our pioneering efforts at using the full screen mobile phone design. While this year we had a mobile phone winning the Idea Gold Award, which is the most authoritative and prestigious award in the world. And what's more, in September this year, the National Design Museum of Finland officially took Xiaomi Mi Mix as a piece of its collection for the reason that it sets the direction for future smartphone design, which I believe is a great acknowledgement and a compliment for Xiaomi Mix. Behind all the technological innovations, you see altogether 102 patents granted for display-related technologies. Over the very short span of 6 to 7 years, globally, Xiaomi has applied for altogether 23,700 patents, out of which 5,756 patents have been received. So you can see that the success of our company is actually hinged on the great foundation of great investments in technology. This year we're seeing the new generation of Mi Mix 2, which is powered by Snapdragon 835 mobile platform, also using the full screen display. It's also using what we call ceramic unibody, which is one whole piece of ceramic as the body of the mobile phone. You can now see the image of Mi Mix 2. While possibly this may not be giving you this exquisite delight of the mobile phone, thereby I'm also bringing with me an actual model. Here it is. The reason that it's glamorous is that it's actually like a jade, and it's made of one whole piece of ceramic. To me, Xiaomi is not an innovator in technology. It is also an innovator in terms of business model by boldly attempting at new things. Xiaomi is a highly innovative company, and many people fail to understand the very depth of the company. To many people, Xiaomi is perceived as a smartphone manufacturer. However, we're also working in the fields of TV, laptop, as well as more than 100 categories of consumer electronics. And in these, we have been the world leader on many different fronts, such as the mobile power bank, our, say, wristband, and also our Segway commuter, etc. We're also having many other different products in the number of more than 100. In the meantime, Xiaomi is an e-commerce title. We have our own retail business. Starting from the beginning of last year, we were also running our own franchise chain store business. So we can take ourselves as also a platform of sales. We are in the meantime an internet company offering a large array of internet services in which we have established a full-blown ecosystem. Vis-a-vis this image, you can see that we are working in retail, in hardware, as well as in internet business. It's more like what we call business model of triathlon. The benefits of this business model is that it gives Xiaomi access to a high-efficient pathway of selling our hardware products, so that we can actually develop our hardware business from strength to strength with greater quality and with greater profits. We're not actually trying to make more money by selling hardware. We're trying to be making money by using our hardware and establishing a larger platform in network internet, which we believe is a more state-of-the-art business model. With that, Xiaomi can offer all of you what we call quality products with honest pricing, which are well received globally. So here comes our values. Our values stands at the fact that we are committed to making quality products with honest prices. Quality products and honest pricing are actually two attributes which together bring benefits to customers globally. Our mission is innovation for everyone. Regardless of the gender, their nationality, and also their races, all of them can be enshrined in the benefits brought to them by Xiaomi products. I'd like to thank Qualcomm for its unending support over the years, and we are looking forward to the great success of another premium mobile phone of Xiaomi powered by Snapdragon 845.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you. This is great. The China mobile ecosystem is a very vibrant one. One of the fastest growing one is now becoming global. It's really great to see the efforts of our partners like Xiaomi and what they've been able to do with the Snapdragon 845. What we do really doesn't matter if it wasn't for a very strong partnership on our partners. I'd like to thank you all for coming here. This is an exciting time for the industry. It's an exciting time for the ecosystem. We talk about the iOS connected PC, 5G, the Snapdragon 845. There are so many good things happening, and I think there's no better place to be right now, which is the mobile industry. So we're very excited about that. Hopefully this makes it clear to you what we can do to lead the next generation of innovation. And we can't do this without your support. So again, thank you for coming here. Thank you for your attention. Special thanks to our partners. Special thanks to the Microsoft team for all they have done. And we'll see you later today as we go to the event. Thank you.